boys and girls, I'm going to share with you one of my very favorite stories. It is called Love You Forever, written by Robert Munch and illustrated by Sheila McGraw. A mother held her new baby, and very slowly she rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while she held him, she sang, "I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be." The baby grew, and he grew, and he grew, and he grew. He grew until he was 2 years old, and he ran all around the house. He pulled all the books off the shelves, he pulled all the food out of the refrigerator, and he took his mother's watch and flushed it down the toilet. Sometimes his mother would say, "This kid is driving me crazy." If any of you have a little sibling, this might look familiar to you. But at nighttime, when the 2-year-old was quiet, she opened the door, crawled across the floor, looked up over the side of the bed, and if he was really asleep, she picked him up and rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while she rocked him, she sang, "I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be." The little boy grew, and he grew, and he grew, and he grew. He grew until he was 9 years old, and he never wanted to come in for dinner, and he never wanted to take a bath, and when Grandma visited, he always said bad words. Sometimes his mother wanted to sell him to the zoo. But at nighttime, when he was asleep, the mother quietly opened the door to his room. She crawled across the floor. She looked up over the side of the bed, and if he was really asleep, she picked up that 9-year-old boy and rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while she rocked him, she sang, "I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be." The boy grew, and he grew, and he grew. He grew until he was a teenager. He had strange friends, he wore strange clothes, and he listened to strange music. And sometimes the mother felt like she was in a zoo. But at nighttime, when the teenager was asleep, the mother opened the door to his room, crawled across the floor, looked up over the side of his bed, and if he was really asleep, she picked up that great big boy and rocked him back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. While she rocked him, she sang, "I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be." That teenager grew. He grew and he grew and he grew until he was a grown-up man. He left home and he got a house across town. But sometimes, on dark nights, the mother got into her car and drove across town. I know what you're predicting, but hold on to it. If all the lights in her son's house were out, she'd open his bedroom window. She'd crawl across the floor. She'd look up over the side of the bed. And if that great big man was really asleep, she'd pick him up and rock him. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while she rocked him, she sang, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. Well, that mother, she got older. She got older and older and older. And one day, she called up her son and said, you'd better come to see me because I'm very old and sick. So her son came to see her. And when he came to the door, she tried to sing the song. She sang, I'll love you forever. I'll like you for always. But she couldn't finish because she was too old and sick.
She's probably hypnotized.
So the son went to his mother. He picked her up and rocked her back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And he sang this song. I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my mommy you'll be.
Wow, why is she pick her?
When the son came home that night, he stood for a long time at the top of the stairs.
He must feel bad for his mom.
And then he went into the room where his very new baby daughter was sleeping. He picked her up in his arms and very slowly he rocked her back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And while he rocked her, he sang, I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be.
Why you guys have time?
Raise your hand if you can remember someone rocking you in a rocking chair. If you didn't feel good one day, if you were sad about something, if you're old enough to remember it, then the last time you were rocked in the chair, you weren't a tiny baby. Isn't rocking in a chair soothing? Doesn't it feel good? Okay. Give me a thumbs up if you really enjoyed this story. Okay. Thank you for being good listeners. It is one of my all-time favorites.